Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin and I garden in East Central Florida, Zone 10A, and I'm on a half acre, like a quarter acres, the house lot, but then we bought the lot next door and we have developed it into a bit of a food forest, if you will, and a lot of gardening space and stuff, and kind of a park for the grandkids to grow up and run around in and discover in. And and for me just to have fun. So today I actually haven't made a video in over a week, so I made a couple in 3 or 4 in one day last week, and it was just supposed to kind of tie me over a couple days, but then we've had some crazy stuff going on the first part of this week. And what day are we on? We're on Thursday now. So I'm very glad I had material prepared for you, and that allowed me to be distracted elsewhere. That's how I'm going to describe it. There's a lot going on, and now we have a loved one in the hospital as well. So we'll just see how the next few days go. But for right now, to keep it on gardening, I have 3 active grapevines right now. I have probably 6 in the yard. One's not doing real good. One, I don't like the flavor of the grape. I have 2 very beautiful active vines, and then 2 baby vines we put in last year, the Niagara and Concord. I don't know that those are gonna like the 10A area, but I have a Summit muscadine right behind me, and then a green grape, just regular, not a muscadine, on that cattle panel. And I need to clean up the vines desperately, especially if I end up getting called away from the house for a while. It's nice and cold. It's very windy today. I apologize if the audio is crazy, but I got to get these vines nice and cleaned up so that if I should be away and the heat turns on and these want to start leafing out, that the sugars, I should start with that also, the sugars for the vines and things that get it blood pumping and whatever are in the ground right now for winter while the plant is dormant, and they're going to be breaking through and of course bringing life into the vines. And here I am, it is March 6th, I believe, and boom, I've had no pruning on these, and I need to get all that done. I had a big idea planned for over there. I just need to start getting at it. That'll help me. I have my hands-free set on me, so I can take calls at any point. I'll put you guys on time lapse so you don't have to hear me blah blah blah. But I'm just gonna take after it. I did clean my pruners. Bless their heart. They've had a rough life here for 3-4 years, and I really went after them this morning. So they're pretty clean, and I don't want to transfer any disease amongst them. You can put a little bit of alcohol on your pruners to clean between trees or bushes or vines or whatever you want. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to do today. And wish me luck. I don't love doing this because this vine, look at this. This vine is everywhere. Finding the main, I have some main leaders, but then it gets cray after that. But I need to start somewhere and get going on it. And then I have this Summit muscadine in particular comes over here and took after and latched onto a lot of the moringa limbs. We lopped the top of the moringa, which it's coming back, but a lot of the vines that were attached to the top of it are here. And oh my gosh, and I see I've got elderberry there. No, okay, that's got to stop. I've got to clean up this side of the yard a little bit. I haven't even thrown a mower in here because we've just bothered to mow that side and nothing in here. My son's been helping me with mowing. It's going to be a bit of a maze. And my phone already just went off. So I'm going to try to enjoy my time out here for maybe an hour or 2. and take you guys along with me. All right, let's go. But a whole flock of those white ibises just flew above my head. There they are. I don't know if you can see them on this branch right here if I cover up the sun. Buddy was having a good time with that. I am making very slow progress. I ended up just turning off the camera for a while to save the battery, but literally just constantly thinning, and you just hoping you're making the right cuts, because I'm pretty certain that this one comes over here, this one comes over here, this one goes over there. I don't think that one's coming this way, but I do want to save like this big one right here so it can eventually go over to that fence. I do there's names and terminologies for all these different grapevine, like cordons, like the trunk, the cordon, then there's something else. I'll have to find a picture of it. I don't have it all memorized, that's for sure. But I do know the whole base here is looking so much cleaner. And as I pull out, you know, you're pretty certain these little things need to go. So as you pull those out, you see the stuff so much clearer. And I just keep trying to make a way. So, you know, eventually eliminating a lot, except for what I want to create the main cordon or whatever they call it. Anyhow, it's slow progress. I'm just going to turn off the camera to save the battery, and just know I'm still doing it, okay? There certainly is nothing textbook about doing a grapevine over a cattle panel. I'll just say that it's not your basic like we're doing over here with the blackberries, you know, on wires, and yeah, that went out the window a long time ago here. All right, you guys, it's been maybe 2 hours later, hour and a half later, and we're making progress. It's still extremely slow. So I have really cleared up. You can see a lot of sky now through the cattle panel. And I have made some hard decisions. Uh-oh, here's a hard, oh no, this one's staying. That's right. Some of them come over and then back over. And then this is what I have left here that's going out to maybe the new concept or idea. So, okay. Now I got to think about, am I going to braid them? What am I going to do with them? So I went in the house, ate lunch, and now I feel refreshed and ready to go again. So I have this wire left over, or cable, I guess you call it. I think it was 100 pounds. I'll go get that out of the shed later. But it's what was holding up over there where we have the shade cloth in the summer, or spring to summer, until a hurricane comes over there in salsa garden. So again, I believe this was 100 pounds, and I'm going to find a way to attach it right here, and then I'm going to run it I don't know how I'm going to do this. Branch right here broke just naturally. It was hollow and dead, so I don't know if I'll run it directly from the cattle panel to the post, or I'd like to, but then that makes it real complicated if we ever take out this tree. But I guess we can cross that bridge when we get to it. because there's not really, I was hoping to adhere it to this moringa, but maybe that's a worse idea at this point. Oh, do you see the lizard? That might be a worse idea at this point, because this moringa is going to come and go a little bit, and so anchor it with 2 hard spots. So I'll take the highest point to the very top of this, has an eyelet in it, so I won't run it to the fence yet, but that'll still give us something cool to walk under. It'll be kind of neat. So all right, I'm just going to twist it. I'm not going to put any hardware with it. Now I'm gonna try to run it over here. Hold on, it's a bit of a mess. All right, hold on, I'm gonna have to put you guys down. Okay. Don't want this to bird's nest on me, so every time I just unwrap a little at a time, tie it back up, and then this part I have wire snips for. Come on, where are you? Okay. Try not to drop anything, and then you guys see it at the same time. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna run it through this eye right here. Oh, you know what, Robin? How dumb. I should have got a chair. I'm so short. Okay, let me do that. Hold it still right there, and let me go get a ladder or something. Okay, that was foolish of me. Okay, so there's an eyelet here, and instead of running it through the eyelet right to the 4x4 that you guys are sitting on, I'm just running it right. Ooh, I don't want to pull. That's moving. I don't know if that's in your frame, but I was moving the cattle panel a little bit. I don't want to do that too much. So we're going to stop right here at this point and cross this over. I think I was going to say that I could have put the wire through the eyelet and then right to the 4x4, but I'm deciding against that. I just wanted to make it its own wire, you know, just in case, you know, a limb falls, we have trees trimmed or whatever in the future. So, okay, this should be pretty stable, and then I'll make another one to the post that you're on. And this is really just to like be a support for the vines, something for them to grow over and attach to. I'll show you that as we get there. It's in my head. I don't really have, like, I didn't see it anywhere on TV or something, or a picture to show you with, but it's in my head, and I think it's going to be really cool in the end, hopefully. Okay, let me get down safely, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to stick it in here. Pretty good. Jack has a name for this. It's just essentially I'm just crossing the wires back and forth. And when you do it enough times, add 100 pounds per this. I don't know, he worked out the math when we did that shade cloth garden, or set up on the garden. And you know, it's supposed to do so much strength, and you don't have to worry about it. And these are just grapevines, and they will be getting trimmed every year. So, you know, it's going to take several years before they're really heavy like this, if we even keep them that long, or they live that long. So let me get over there to you now. Okay, you guys are a little crooked. Here we go. This is a little bit safer. I was kind of on a downhill over there. Okay, where is my wire? Come on. Okay. Oh, UPS is here. Very good. Or Amazon, one of them. So let's give myself a little room to play with. Can't add more wire once I take it all off. Okay. And, you know, this is just going to secure the post. That's really all this is doing. As the weight grows on the other wire. Just had a vision for this, just like I had the one for the fencing over by the chicken run, and then, you know, it grew into the over by the chickens, you know, putting them over there. And, you know, if I live in a space long enough, I just kind of get a feel with what I want and what works best and what would look cool and good. Aesthetics are important to me as well. And now I have this wire going over here to this fence just as a little added support. These posts are not concreted in, and I really wish I had taken the time to do that. And then it goes from here all the way to that. So next I need to get my vines secured to this. Show you, I don't want to show my shed off too much because it's so dirty, but this is, oops, here it is. This is what I just put up. Oh yeah, 100 pound, 100 feet, 4 strand, 20 gauge galvanized multi-purpose wire. So the working load is 100 pounds like I thought. And then we just had extras of it, and I told Jack, don't bother. We got it at Home Depot, and he was thinking of, you know, getting a refund on some things. I said, don't bother. Absolutely don't bother with that, because I will, you know, over time find a purpose in it. And maybe 3 years from now, who knows what it'll cost. So it's here. I like having my own stash. You know a lot of she sheds got recliners and couches or chandeliers or something. But this really is a working she shed. And I abuse it, but it's there. It was great foresight on Jack's part to get it for me and get me off of the back porch with all my seeds and stuff like that. I still kind of am a little bit everywhere, but at least I have a home. When I'm out here working in the garden, everything just about is in there that I need for a project. And I do a lot of these projects myself. Okay, you guys, so a lot of these vines are basically a bridge to nowhere. That's a weird analogy, but anyhow, they do go nowhere. Some of them were cut last fall, and then some of them are not cut, and then some were cut this morning. What I'm looking for is my 3 main players, maybe 4. These vines, these little tendrils that attach to... Sorry to keep cutting in and out. My camera is overheating, believe it or not, even though it's barely in the 60s today, which is a perfect day for this. But the camera was sitting in the sun over there, and it kept cutting out, and then I put it on the stool and then overheating again. So anyhow, here are my main players. I did this off camera, so everybody is essentially vine. If it had a little part worth saving, I gave it 2 nodes and then cut. But this will kind of help alleviate me from having tangles. Like the one coming from this side, I went ahead and wove it through here. Now this one I wove down through. This one I also wove down through. This one came up and over, and it's coming down through. Okay, and then there's this one that was naturally already here. That's woven down through. So what does that make it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players in this game, in this weave that we're gonna do. And there is my wire. I am really good at braiding, like hair, but I've never done a 5 vine braid. This is gonna be crazy, but I absolutely don't want to zip tie it. So, okay. Let's start with, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, try to get them all in my hands. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Okay, one. So I'm gonna cross these two over. And then we're gonna put in this one from that side. It's gonna be very loose braid. Let's take this one and bring it over my braid. Okay, let's take this one and cross over that last one. This is very, very hard, but it would be so cool if we can get this. The problem is I'm dealing with like 10-foot sections. Okay, let's go over this one. Okay, yeah. And then take this one from the back. Woo. Bring it over. I'm trying to keep in mind what was the last one to cross. And if it's not a perfect braid, that's okay. Totally okay with me. Okay, I think I found a way. As we're getting down here, some are shorter and longer than others. So I started doubling up like this section, treating it as the same, and then these two over here are the same. So I'm kind of back to weaving just 3. And then maybe they'll all kind of grow together. I don't know. It sounded really good in my head. But I think we're getting there. Okay, hold on. Some of these are almost there at the end. Well, 2 of them are at the end. Okay, so now that I'm down to these last 3, I'll figure out what I'm doing there. Gonna loosely braid the end here. I got one super long, but I'll probably just cut this extra, whatever, 2 feet. Now, just temporary. Oh man, where are my zip ties? I have little baby zip ties somewhere in a pocket. Got them. Okay. Just temporarily, I'm going to zip tie these so they don't unravel. Y'all, just trying to use common sense and maybe a little spiritual gift from God. Okay, there we go. And hopefully these guys stay together. I'm gonna put a little zip tie here. That one I may leave on longer, like longer than today. The other one I'll probably pull off. But then I will just not tighten them, but they're there holding it together. And as they age, you know, I'll probably next year when I go to prune this back for spring again, I'll be like, oh, cutting that. So, all right, at this point, it looks like I have a pretty good vine going on. Hold on, I got some of those little tendrils. Keep that in my pocket. Okay, now, I think I'm just gonna spiral it onto my cable here. You see? That's gonna be so cool in the end, right? Right? I need a thumbs up, you guys. Need some encouragement. Give me a thumbs up for it. That was a lot of hard work. I'm not even going to get to the other grapevines today. But, okay, let me get this done. I'll show you the end. We'll close out the video because I'm sure it's too long. I'm sorry. So sorry. Here we go. Let's do it. Over. Yes. Okay. One loop. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's do it again. Ah! All right, come on, over. Okay. Y'all, I did it. I made my vision work, only I thought it was gonna go much further. That last little bit just broke off. When I was whipping it around, it broke off. But that's okay. All right, let me show you. Oh, let me get the camera. That's gonna be cool. All right, so there you go. It's hard to see from this angle with all the trees. So, but there it is. It comes most of the way. It's lacking about, I will say it's under 2 feet from there to there, which it could easily make up that difference next year or this coming year. So let me take you from the top. It looks the coolest from the top. And I'm gonna be careful, y'all. Trust me, I do not want to fall off a ladder right now. Home alone. And already so many other things going on. But look at that. Isn't that gonna be beautiful? And it's no longer gonna be attached to the moringa, which is fantastic. It can be free to be, you know, growing and trimmed. There was one vine that went from one of these over to the cattle panel, and I made a boo-boo and I cut it too soon. But I think in the end, keeping this one on this vine only, I mean on this cattle panel trellis only, would be so much better, because this vine is already competing with the elderberry right here that wants to come over and shade it, which is cool in itself, but not great for growing grapes. So I'm gonna have to prune that next, and it wouldn't be good for this moringa either, which I love this tree dearly, and the moringa is life-giving medicine to me right now, as I have my bone spur. So I am eating moringa every single day, trying to pull inflammation out of my body. And so we protect that tree at a lot of cost, at all costs. Okay, so now I'm down here, and I just want to show you again, not just here, but from, oh, and now I want to show you something really cool. So I cleaned up a lot of this too. I have a girlfriend that's like 5'10", and she came over. These vines were just terrible in her eyes. So I cleaned all that up, and wove a couple upward, this way a couple up and over. It is so much cleaner than it has been. Some of these older ones are, they have like a couple nodes on them. Couple nodes, you know. Now that I think last year I forgot to prune this, or it was too late by the time I got around to it, and so it wasn't that I forgot, I was too late for whatever reason. And yeah, so now it's looking good. This one actually comes from this side over, and it's looking like it should, going into fruiting season for 2025. One of the last things that I need to do is fertilize. You can do 10-10-10. I have 6-6-6 on hand, and you know, or natural. But I have this right here. You don't put it right around the trunk. The trunk is right here of my little grape tree. So I'm going to give it about a 1 foot radius around there. I'm not measuring it. No, I know. But at least we're getting it fertilized. And then it'll be, this one is ready to go for this season. Now I just got to get that one ready. And just, I've got to really, let me show you. That's what I really want to show you. I want to show you the elderberry is going into bloom. Look. Oh. So note to self, I have to start pruning my elderberry before March 1st, the first week of March, because it's got flowers all in it, and I really didn't want that. I wanted to have this. I'm still going to come in here and clean up the trunk and everything, try to get it off, like what's going into the cattle panel. But yeah, it's beautiful in certain regards, but it's not helpful to growing the grapes. And this is one of my oldest grapevines. I lost its twin, which was red grapes. This is green grapes. And it's near and dear to me, so I want to keep it going. The grapes are delicious. It's like having white grape juice at your, from the grocery store. All right, you guys, so that's it. I'm so sorry how long this is or got. I'll try to do my best editing it, shorten it. But y'all, it's been good for me to be out here and get some garden therapy and a much needed job done. Oh, the hawks are breeding. That's breeding. And my vision has come to life. It has, and I just didn't, I was kind of dreading this job. And now that it's done, I'm so glad it's done. And I love it. I love every bit of it. So give me a thumbs up, give me a comment down below, give me some love, shoot me whatever questions. I'll see you in the comment section. You guys take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.